Hello. So, you may know me from deviantart.com. If so, you've probably noticed that my art defines 99.9999999% of my life, most of which consists of anime and manga style art. For those of you who don't know what these terms mean, anime is a Japanese cartooning style mostly related to the accurate human figure with some exaggerations for the sake of expression, hence the often noted large eyes. Manga is the comic book form of this cartooning style, usually consisting of 300 plus pages. Yeah, that's a lot, especially if you're the one making it. All 300 plus pages. Ah! Kill on your wrists. Okay, so today I'm going to show you how I make my mangas. Step 1. Inspiration. It can really come from anywhere. The more manic, the more inspired. For Blood and Sugar, mine was a dream based from a video game that's completely not my style. Step 2. Storyboarding. Here's where you do all your big thinking, researching your setting, character designing, story plotting, and getting it all down on paper to work through any kinks. Without this step, comics often turn into story cheese, ravenous with plot holes, and more often than not, a stinker. Also, sketching out your characters not only gives you a better idea of a consistent look for them, but take notes along the sides about their personalities, fears, facts, or anything else that tickles your fancy. It makes them feel more like an actual person, and they begin to gain a consciousness of their own. After all, we don't make the story, they do. We're just the recorders. Great, now you're ready to start making your manga. Don't forget, step 3, comic drafting. Before sketching the final draft, sketch out where your panels will be and the information carried in each panel. Keep in mind where you want the eyes to travel, your focal point, the purpose of each panel, and keeping the reader interested in going to the next page. Always make sure you keep your margins consistent. Measure from both lengths of the paper and align with your ruler to ensure you're getting straight 180 and 90-degree lines. Make sure to do this lightly, as we'll be erasing later. Okay, so now we've got our panel sketched. On to step 5. Sketch lightly. Redraw or, like me, trace your final draft lightly onto your final draft's paper, margins already predetermined. Keep in mind what side of the book the binding will be on, in case you need to make a larger margin on that side, so that your comic doesn't get pinched together. Step 6. Outlining panels. Always use a ruler for this part. I use my thickest line to frame my art so that it doesn't all mesh together and make my pages seem clustered. Note that you may find some images now peek out of your straight panels. You may choose to fix it now. Step 7. Make sure to be someplace where you can spread out and work uninterrupted. Though we can use whiteout and correctional fluids, many times they'll leave grooves and unsightly bumps that some inks will not like to cling to well. Step 8. Erase pencil marks. Go over your picture and erase your pencil marks carefully so you don't rip or crinkle the paper. I like to use acid-free and colorless spat erasers because they resist fade and do not transfer colored dyes onto my white paper. Step 9. Gradients. These are grayscale or black and white methods that suggest shades of color without there being any. It's more cost-effective because color printing is not only expensive, but quite the hassle. Last step. Step 10. Clean up. Use whiteout correctional fluid or even white gel pens to help you clean up those bumpy edges and add highlights such as in the hair. You're done! After this, I choose to scan the final draft on my computer, play with the contrast, and finally add the text I want in before posting it for people to view on my artist account. Thank you very much for watching my tutorial. It's my first one and a lot of work. Let me know if you're interested in another tutorial from me and what about. I hope this helps some of you out there. Good luck! And most importantly, have fun because after all, ultimately, art is for the artist.